What is up guys, Novum here, and today I'm going to discuss a few things about Kingsglaive Final Fantasy XV, the significance of the Dawn trailer, the fate of Regis and what his role might be in the game, and a lot more new and exciting info about Final Fantasy XV's story, lore, and world. Also, as much as I hate theories, I'm going to be a bit more grounded when doing mine, and I won't be going overboard. Before I get into this video, I gotta give credit to the Final Fantasy Discord. I was discussing a lot of this with them, and they have helped me with some of the material I'll be using in this video. Thanks guys. Warning, this does contain spoilers of Kingsglaive, so if you haven't seen it yet, I suggest you do so before watching this video. Or, well, if you don't care about spoilers, go on right ahead and check it out because what I'm about to describe is pretty hype-worthy. Part 1. The Lucii Ring and the Dead Kings of Lucis. So I'm gonna start with the Dawn trailer. All this time we never really understood what the meaning of the trailer was, other than the fact that we see Regis holding young Noctis while looking up at three figures. Who are these figures, what is their purpose, and why is Regis upset? After seeing Kingsglaive, I think we have our answer. In Kingsglaive, King Regis has the Ring of the Lucii. This ring grants the wearer great powers but also at a cost. It is mostly meant to be worn by the kings of Lucis and is passed down the royal bloodline. If you are not royal blood, however, it is still possible to be deemed worthy by the ring and you will be granted power, but it also comes with a sacrifice. Regis uses the power of the ring and combines it with the magic of the last crystal to create the new wall, basically the big blue barrier that protects Insomnia. However, before the new wall, there was the old wall. The old wall is referenced a few times in Kingsglaive, and if you've seen the movie, you would know that the old wall are the previous kings of Lucis rebuilt as building-sized giants covered in armor spread across Insomnia. They are immensely powerful and also have the ability to warp. Each of them have a signature weapon and design. In Kingsglaive, there were 5 dead kings, however there may be more. These 5 kings made a deal with Nyx, and if he wants the power he must sacrifice either Luna or Libertas. Nyx said he'd rather not sacrifice either of them, but he would rather save everyone else, basically at the cost of his own life. He had till dawn to get things right. The kings granted him the power and he had the kings on his side. However, they were quite chaotic in destroying Insomnia with no regards to keeping the city itself safe. Now that is an example of what dealing with the kings is like. However, if they were so strong, why was there a need to replace them with the new wall? Here is my theory. Regis was in control of the old wall when he was younger. However, after prolonged use with the ring, controlling the dead kings came with a cost. The kings made a deal with Regis that if they were to protect Lucis any longer, it would have to be at the sacrifice of his own son, Prince Noctis. With Niflheim getting stronger, Regis needed protection, but instead he turned down the kings to spare Noctis and he made himself the new wall at the cost of his age so Noctis can live his life and prolong the fate that awaits. The dead kings were stowed away as statues around Insomnia as they were no longer needed to protect the city for a long time. Their spirits lie within the ring. However, early on in Kingsglaive, Regis states that he is too old and weak to use the ring at its fullest extent, and he cannot control the old wall like he used to. Even if he could control the old wall, it would risk destroying Insomnia while it is still populated. In the end, it happens anyways by Nyx, who was worthy enough to use the ring.
King Regis is a very wise, loyal, courageous ruler, and he has to make some tough decisions.
Part 2. Regis' Future and the Hamlet connection. Now a long time ago, when the game was still Versus XIII, Tetsuya Nomura was highly inspired by a Shakespearean quote that goes along the lines of, "There is nothing either good nor bad, but thinking makes it so." A quote from Hamlet. Hamlet is a tragic tale of a prince's revenge and involves a plot point like Hamlet being able to speak to his father's ghost. When Nyx puts on the ring in Kingsglaive, he is able to speak and commune with the old kings of Lucis, even the newly added dead king Regis. Since Regis is now a dead king, and we know Noctis gets the ring later on in 15, it is highly likely that Noctis will be speaking to his father's ghost while he has the ring on, just like Hamlet. So the Shakespearean connections could still very much be there. Part 3. How many kings? So in official promo art so far, we have seen 5 of the dead kings. These are the same 5 kings we saw in Kingsglaive. Now, I'm not exactly sure that this is all of them. The beings in the Dawn trailer may also be another 3 kings, so that would make 8. Regis is the 113th king as it says on his Wikipedia and the Regalia's license plate. It is named the RHS 113. If this game is trying to do the Knights of the Round, Regis may as well be the 13th Knight. I personally don't see them adding the other 100 kings in the game. Getting 5 of them is already a huge undertaking. Two things that really make me believe that 13 of the knights or kings are in the game is that the Dusque art to this day has remained true so far, with Ultros appearing, the 4 main characters, and some of the revealed summons so far. However, if you look around at the top, you will see a bunch of guys, and if you try to count them, it comes around 10 on both sides, and if you count the figures down here, it may as well be 13. Another reason I believe that there are 13 kings is that in the final game, one of the main goals is to get the 13 royal arms, the weapons of the dead kings. 13 weapons, one from each king. So if this is really Knights of the Round, you can bet that there would be 13 giant knights or kings in the final game. Now, we haven't seen what Regis looks like as a knight yet, but I can bet in the final game he will have a form of his own. I can only hope for an awesome father-son boss fight with Knight Regis and King Noctis versus whatever godlike being Square throws at us. Part 4. State of the World and the Lore. So after Kingsglaive, it seems that Niflheim were successful in obtaining the Lucis Crystal for themselves, killing King Regis and destroying Insomnia. Now, Luna has to make a way to Noctis and give him the ring. With that, he'll be able to gain access to all of that power. Tapatus stated that Nyx would be in the game in some form. I have no idea what that could mean, but technically, we never saw Nyx die as the camera panned away from him before he completely vanished. You would think that Regis, who is now a dead king, could possibly spare Nyx. Who knows though? We may also see Libertas in the game, and Glauca may also be alive for the game. And if he does make it in, it would be so much more gratifying for Noctis to take Glauca down and avenge his father. Also, a small note that people may have missed during the movie was, there was another king before Regis who was still fighting the war against Niflheim. His name was King Morris. King Morris lost the war against Niflheim as well, and he too put up a protective barrier over Lucis. We don't have any more information on this king, but he may as well be the 112th king of Lucis. Also in the movie, I saw small shots of the actual world map and Lucis map, as well as the globe of Eos. On the world map, it seems like there are 10 total continents. I can't make out the names though. One more interesting note is, Noctis' name in Latin means knight. Nyx in Greek mythology is the Greek goddess of night. Anyways, that's the main meat of all the info I have put together after watching Kingsglaive. There is probably more to discuss, but like I said, I didn't want to go too far into it. I just wanted to talk about something that would be more grounded and realistic towards the game. More info is coming to us at PAX in Seattle, and even more at Tokyo Game Show later this month. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.